All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Grow with Google webinar. My name is Jackie Peralt, and I'm the director of the Jacksonville Women's Business Center. We are partnering today with the WeVenture Women's Business Center at Florida Tech down in Melbourne Beach. And we have 4 women's business centers in the state of Florida that serve women-owned entrepreneurs as well as men through education, networking, free business counseling. We are partially funded through the Small Business Administration. And we're all 4 of us are preferred partners with Grow with Google to be able to bring you these types of educational webinars and experiences. We're so lucky to have Pamela Starr with us here today. She has been a longtime supporter of the Women's Business Center Network and is an expert at Grow with Google webinars and Grow with Google topics. I'll let her introduce herself and her background a little bit. And I also want to mention Susan Erickson is here. If you want to wave, Susan. She is who is representing the WeVenture.
Good morning, everyone.
Awesome. All right. And as I mentioned, please use the chat today to connect. Use it as well to ask questions. Pamela keeps an eye on that chat as well. So if there's a question in there and it's very relevant to where we're at in the presentation, she'll go ahead and answer that, as well as at the end of the presentation today. We'll use that time for Q&A. We are recording the session and you'll have access to the recording afterwards. We will post it on our YouTube channel. So with that, I'm going to pass the presentation over to Pamela. Thank you for being with us.
All right. Well, thank you, Jackie, for bringing today's presentation to everybody. As you heard, my name is Pamela Starr, and I'm going to be talking today about how you can increase your holiday sales with Google tools. Just a little bit about me. I have the greatest gig in the whole wide world. I'm a professional trainer for Grow with Google. That's the division of Google that provides all kinds of free education to people just like you. All of the Google presentations that I do are all hosted by a nonprofit organization that is a Grow with Google partner. And as you just heard, the Women's Business Center in Jacksonville, as well as WeVenture in Melbourne, and the other 2 women's business centers in the state of Florida are all Grow with Google partners. That means that the people that are there at those organizations, they actually have some special access to some of the behind the scenes people at Google, and they can help you solve any problems that you might have with some, but not all, of your Google tools. Now, in today's presentation, we're going to be talking, though, about your business and how you can leverage some of Google's tools to help your business grow right now, because, of course, we are in the thick of the holiday season. I'm going to start off by talking about how you can showcase your business with your Google business profile. And for those of you that sell physical products like my ballpoint pen that I'm going to use as an illustration today, you can showcase your products on that tool so people in your local community can realize that they can buy those products from you. Then I'm going to talk about how you can list your products across a whole different group of places on Google at absolutely no charge. I'm going to talk about how can you do this in a way that it's going to give you the best likelihood of success. And then at the end of today's presentation, I'm going to share with you some additional training resources that Google has for you, because I know that in 1 hour, you can only learn so much, and you're going to have a lot more questions afterwards. And I want to be sure you can know exactly where you can go to get the right answers. Now, when it comes to your particular business, it's important for the sake of today's conversation that you start kind of thinking a little bit about what type of business are you? And you're going to hear me reference some of these terms throughout today's presentation. A brick and mortar business, of course, is a business that is a physical place where you welcome people to show up at your business unannounced. And so great examples of that would be a retail store or a restaurant or a food truck or something like that, where you hope that people who you've never met before will show up. Kind of strangers, you want them to show up. Not the creepy strangers, but the nice strangers that will become your future customers. You may also hear me talk about an e-commerce business. If you have an e-commerce website, that means you have an online site, such as a Shopify site or WooCommerce Or maybe even you have a website that you built through Wix or Weebly or some other tool where you sell your products online. You never want to see those customers face to face, because ideally you want them to be searching online for products that you have to sell, finding your website, clicking confirm, buying your products directly from you, and maybe that happens while you sleep. That is what an e-commerce site is all about. You may also have, or you may have a service-based business. And a service-based business means you don't necessarily have physical products that you sell for the majority of your business. Instead, you offer services. And those are services that could be anything from, let's say you are a life coach, and so you do coaching services, or maybe you're a massage therapist, or maybe you are something like a plumber, where you go to people or you meet them in some common place to help them with whatever their problems are. So those are three different types of businesses that I'm going to be talking about in today's presentation. Now, for you, I want you to start thinking about three different things you want people to know about your business. Now, in the slide, we say, what do you want customers to know about your business? But what really that should say is, what do you want potential customers to know about your business? What do you want those unknown people who you've never met, who may never have met you, what do you want them to learn about your business? Because that's what you really need to focus on when you want to market your business right now in the middle of the holiday season. Now, some of you that are participating in today's training may not be the type of business that really ramps up at the holidays. So if that's the case for you, start thinking about the brand new year, especially for those of you that might be in service businesses like a life coach or a personal trainer or something like that. I want you to start thinking now about the brand new year, because that's when your future customers are going to be out there looking for you. The first thing that we're going to talk about is how you can showcase your products on your Google Business Profile. Now, I do a whole 1-hour presentation that is just about this particular tool. So I'm not going to get deep into the nitty-gritty on what this particular tool is all about. If you already have a business profile, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't already have a business profile, I'll just let you know really briefly. The business profile is a free tool that Google makes available to many local businesses that typically see their customers face-to-face in their local community. So if you are a service-based business like that plumber or personal trainer that I mentioned, and if you work with people in your local community, the business profile is perfect for you, even if you are home-based. The business profile is also perfect for you if you have a brick and mortar business where you welcome people to show up at your business unannounced. And again, examples of that would be a retail store or a restaurant. If your entire business is just an e-commerce business, I shouldn't say just, is only an e-commerce business, and your intention for your business is to never interact with your customers face-to-face, the business profile is not the best tool for you. But don't worry, the next part of today's presentation, I'm going to talk about what is a great tool for those of you whose business is primarily an e-commerce website. The Google Business Profile has a whole bunch of different pieces of information about your business that people in your local community can use to discover your business, your products, visit you if you want them to, or learn how they can connect with you so you can visit them. Keep in mind, the business profile will help people find you on Google Maps. People go to Google Maps and they are searching for all kinds of information. Now, what's really interesting is that the phrase "near me in stock" is actually a trending phrase that people are searching for when they go to Google Maps. People want to know, especially right now in the holiday season, where can I buy this particular product near me, and do you have it in stock? That phrase has a year-over-year growth of more than 90%. So if you sell physical products like this pen or shoes or t-shirts or jewelry or what have you, This is fantastic for you because people in your local community are looking for somebody like you that has the products they want to buy right now. If you have never set up a business profile, you can set this up absolutely at no cost to you. There's no upgrade, there's no upsell, there's no freemium version. This tool is absolutely no cost. You would set that up at google.com/business. You would go to that place, fill in the prompts to fill out your business profile. You do need to request what Google calls a postcard, and that's a tool that Google uses to verify your business exists at the place where you say that it exists. Just so you know, what Google says that they're going to mail you a postcard, they're not sending to you what probably you or I think about as a postcard. Like many of you or most of you, I also live in Florida. So when I think of a postcard, I think of a rigid 4x6 piece of cardboard that's shiny on one side, that has pictures of palm trees that says, "Wish you were here." That is not what Google sends you. Google sends you one of those kind of peel open mailers that you get from your bank or your credit card company that has a secret code on the inside. Google will mail that either to your business location if you are a brick and mortar business, or if you're a home-based service business, Google will mail that to your home address. Now, if you are a home-based service business, don't freak out. Google will not put your home address out there for the entire world to see connected to your business profile. If you've had a business profile for a while, it's important to know Google made a pretty dramatic change to this just several weeks ago, and that is how you access your business profile. In the past, I told people there's an app to download to your phone, or you would go to google.com/business to get to the back end of your business profile. Now, Google makes it easy for you to access the back end of your business profile simply by going to google.com and searching for your business name. When you do that, what will happen is Google will show you a whole bunch of little graphic icons or buttons that will help you navigate to the different parts of the back end of your business profile so you can update it. Now, it is important that you keep your business profile up to date and fresh. This is not a set it and forget it tool, especially now that we are in the thick of the holiday season. People want to know what is going on with your business right now. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. People want to know, are you going to be open for Thanksgiving? Yes or no? Even more important, are you open the day after Thanksgiving? Yes or no? So you do need to be sure that you keep this information up to date, so that way people that are looking for a business like yours in their local community, they can know how they can and when they can do business with you. Now, when you want to go ahead and manage some of the different things in the back end of your business profile, as I mentioned, let me go back a slide here. One of the first icons that Google will present to you is the edit profile icon. When you click on that, whoops, went backwards a slide. When you click on that, that's where you can update a lot of information about your business. A couple of things that I want to highlight that you may want to consider updating for the holiday season, if you haven't already, is the description of your business. In your business profile, you have up to 750 characters. And with that, you want to be sure that you really maximize that. Let people know how they can engage with you during the holiday season. The other thing that you may want to update are your hours. As I referenced, some businesses are open on Thanksgiving, other businesses are closed. Typically, hopefully, the businesses that are open on Thanksgiving tend to be kind of like what I'm going to call emergency businesses, walk-in clinics. Sometimes, the convenience store down the street will be open, because people need whatever it is that we need on Thanksgiving Day. But other businesses are open the day after. Some businesses aren't open the day after. You can adjust that in the hours section of the business profile. So let people know how they can interact with you during the holidays. If you don't proactively designate what your holiday hours are, if people look at your business profile, they will see a message that says something like, there's a holiday coming up. This business may or may not be open. So people are going to say, well, I don't know if they're even open, so I'm not going to bother getting to know them. I'll talk to somebody else. So that is why you definitely do want to keep those holiday hours up to date. So that way people don't get that blank message saying, we don't know what's going on with that particular business. The next thing that is actually a new feature of the business profile is Google has recently really ramped up what are called attributes. And I think this is fantastic. Attributes showcase different aspects of your business as far as the leadership of your business goes. All businesses have the opportunity to go into the attributes section and designate if they are Asian-owned, Latino-owned, veteran-owned, Black-owned, LGBTQ plus owned, and or woman-owned. So if you are any of those, or all of those, or a couple of those, you definitely want to go into the back end of your business profile and indicate that. One of the, I think, kind of silver linings of these crazy last couple of years that we've been through with COVID and shutdown and all of that drama is people in your local community have all of a sudden a much better understanding that a small business, this is something that's run by our neighbors. Maybe we don't know those people personally, but they're run by people just like us, or they're run by people who may be not necessarily just like us, but who we know may be struggling. And so in the past, small businesses sometimes didn't want to share that they're a small business because they didn't want to look like, maybe I'm not that sophisticated. Now, people absolutely want to know what makes your business unique. People want to support small businesses. Even if people don't necessarily personally identify with one or any of these attributes, they still want to give you a try. If you designate these attributes in your business profile, when somebody looks at the profile on their smartphone, they'll see these colorful badges. And that may just give people just one extra little nudge to try to give you a chance. Whereas in the past, they may have just kind of glossed over because they weren't familiar with your particular business. Attributes, as I mentioned before, you would access them by clicking on the Edit Profile button. You would click on More, which is 3 little buttons up at the top, and then click on the From Your Business, and that's how you can access those attributes. Now, when it comes to other things that people are looking for, as I mentioned, people want to find out, are the stores open now? I mentioned before different trending things that people are searching for. Store open is a phrase that has grown globally by over 400% in the last year, simply because people want to know who can help me now at this particular moment in time. And so that is just another good reason why it's helpful to have your hours on your business profile. Now, some of you may have hours that are by appointment only. That's not a problem at all. Put that information in the description that I mentioned a couple of minutes ago. And there are some other areas in the back end where you can have a link to where people can schedule that particular appointment with you. In the hours, I just kind of talked about them, so I'll just kind of let you know exactly where you can update them. Again, that's in the Edit Profile area. You would click on Hours, and then you kind of scroll down. When you first look at it, depending on what screen you're using to look at it, you may just see your regular business hours. Scroll down, and that's where you can add your different hours for different situations. When it comes to other things that you can do on your business profile, be sure that you're showcasing what makes your business unique. What is the flavor of your business? And when I say flavor, I kind of mean what's the spirit of it? Now, people are right now looking for phrases like good deals, discounts, promotions, coupon, BOGO. People are looking for that information. You may have heard people talk about keywords as they relate to your regular website. Keywords are these seemingly magical words where if only you can have the right keywords on your website would magically show up on the first page of Google. Now, folks, as you can imagine, it's not magic. It is mathematical formulas. Keywords are also important on your business profile. So be sure in your business description and in other information that you put on your business profile that you use the types of words you think your ideal future customer might be using when they're looking for a business like yours in their local community. So be sure that you're being strategic about the words you put on your business profile during the holiday season. One of the places where you can update information on your business profile is through posts. Now, posts on your business profile will show up when people take a look at your profile. They will see your most recent post. Posts on your business profile can definitely show people what's going on kind of behind the scenes at your business, but keep in mind the attitude, perhaps, of posts on your business profile should be a little bit more professional than perhaps the attitude of posts that you do in social media. Social media sometimes gets to be kind of fun and, look how much fun we're having in our business. This is kind of the behind the scenes things. People like to see that in social media because they're typically already a bit more engaged with your business. On your business profile, ideally, strangers, again, not the creepy kind, but the good kind that are going to become your future customer, they're going to see that. So there are a couple of different types of posts you can put on your business profile. You can let people know about what's going on in your business right now, literally the week before Thanksgiving. That would be in what we call an update post. You can also do an offer post. If you're doing a BOGO or discounts or limited quantities, you can put that in an offer post. If you're doing some type of an event, you can do a special post for that. Now, an event does not need to be a face-to-face event like, your holiday open house. It could be an online event. Perhaps you're doing a online ask me anything type call, which would be a perfect type of event for people that are in a service type business to do. Now, when it comes to your business profile, you do want to be sure that that you understand what it is people are searching for during the holiday season. People want to know what are good gift items. You can absolutely show lifestyle experiences. That might be a little bit more appropriate for those of you that are in service businesses. And again, that would be somebody like a life coach or a personal trainer. And so just know people are using that information because they want to find things that are new, that are different, that are going to help them in different ways. Could help them personally, or could help them by helping them provide the perfect gift for somebody during the holiday season. There are different ways also that you can connect with customers through your business profile. People can read and write reviews about your business on your Google Business Profile. You do want to be sure that you respond to those. People can also write you messages on your business profile. Messaging on the business profile works in a way that's similar to direct messages in different social media platforms. If somebody sends you a message through your business profile, it is private, just between them and you. You don't need to give anybody your cell phone number. The communication kind of lives within the tool itself. Just like if you're messaging somebody on Facebook, that communication lives within Facebook. There is also an option for people to ask questions. Now, messages and questions are different. If somebody sends you a message, again, it's just private between them and you. People can also ask questions. Questions become public. So if somebody asks a question and you don't get back to that question quickly, some other customer may be able to answer that question. Folks, you do want to be sure that you are controlling the communication. So you want to be sure that you're responding to your reviews, you are managing the private messages, and you are answering those questions that show up in public. When anybody takes any of these actions with you, Google will let you know. So that way you can respond appropriately and quickly. Now, we're going to talk just super briefly about reviews because reviews do tend to be a hot topic of conversation. You do want to be sure that you keep in mind strangers, your future customers. Yes, they will see your reviews. They will also see your response to the reviews. If somebody has a negative review, you want to be sure that you take the high road in your response. Be very professional in your response. More likely, people are writing positive reviews about you. So be sure that you're just not ignoring them. You do want to be sure that people see that you, the business owner, care and that you are showing you care in part by responding to those particular reviews. Now, if you want to get more reviews in time for the holidays, you need to ask your loyal, happy customers to write honest or genuine reviews. When you go into the reviews section on the back end of your business profile, and again, when you go to google.com, type in your business name, the profile backend will show up. There's a button for manage reviews. You will get a link that you can then share that link on social media, and you can email that link to your loyal, happy customers. Now, you cannot ask people to write a good review and you'll give them a coupon or a discount or some special promo in response for a good review or say a 5-star review. If Google discovers that you're doing that, you're creating an incentive for good reviews, Google will shut you down. But you can absolutely ask your loyal, happy customers to write an honest review or a genuine review. And just let them know you're trying to build up the amount of reviews that you have in time for the holidays. If you email that to your loyal, happy customers, they will most likely write a nice review. Don't email it out to the grouchy people because you never can tell about those grouchy people. Now, when it comes to your physical products, you can also showcase those on your business profile. And again, when I say physical products, I mean something that you inventory that people can purchase from you, and then they, have possession of that particular item. I'm not talking about digital products here. And I'm also not talking about something like houses that you might sell if you are in the real estate business. If you upload products to your business profile, they will show up when people look at your profile. You can upload multiple products. You can have information like a picture of the product, the price of the product, and a description of the product. You can also have a link to where people can buy that product if, in addition to having a brick and mortar store, you also have a website. You can let people know that they can buy it from your website. Now, that's all the business profile. And again, the business profile works beautifully for businesses that typically see their customers face to face. Whether you are a brick and mortar business like that restaurant or retail store, or you are a service-based business, as I mentioned before, like a life coach or a personal trainer, and you typically meet people either at their location or in some mutual location, like a Starbucks or something like that. For those of you who also have an e-commerce business where your entire business is your Shopify store or WooCommerce or something like that, this next section is all for you. This is using a tool that is called the Google Merchant Center. This is another free tool that allows your products to be displayed across a whole bunch of different places on Google at absolutely no cost to you. This is perfect for those people that have the websites where you sell your products and you don't necessarily care where people live. If they live on the other part of the country, great, you'll just ship the product to them. What's fantastic about this is a great way for people to discover the products that you have, even if they are in other parts of the country. Now, what's great about this information is, as I mentioned, people are going online and they are looking for different pieces of information. They're looking for where can I buy specific products, if they know the product name that they want, or they might be looking for something a little bit more general. What do I get for my 24-year-old niece for her birthday or for Christmas or something along those lines? The products, after you upload them to Merchant Center, can be displayed in a variety of different places on Google. If people just go to google.com and they're searching for information, they may discover your products there. Another place that people may discover your products is in something that is called the Google Shopping tab. Now, you may have discovered this place on Google before, or you may not have. If you go to Google and just do a regular Google search, and then you go up to the top of this window, you'll see there are different tabs. One of them is called Shopping. If you click on that tab, everything that you see there are just products that are available to buy. Some of those products are available to buy on people's websites, and those may be e-commerce sites from wherever. Other times, they may be products that are available for people to buy in their local community. So in either case, as long as you have those physical products, they may show up in the Google Shopping tab. After you put them in the Google Merchant Center, you don't need to worry about that because Google will place them in the appropriate locations. The next tab that's at the top of the window that you'll see if you do a Google search is called the Images tab. Now, in the Shopping tab, there will be pictures of products that are available for people to buy. In the Images tab, there may be pictures of products that are available for people to buy. If that's the case, there'll be a little note on that picture that says, that identifies this as a product that's available for people to buy. But then there may also be other pictures from your website on there. Let's say you are a dog trainer and maybe you have books that are available for people to buy from your website, but you also have pictures of cute little puppies on your website. All those different types of pictures may show up on the Images tab. Regardless, anytime somebody clicks on one of that image, whether it's a product that's available to buy or it's just a picture, if they click on that, they'll still go back to your website. And that's where they can learn a little bit more about your products and services that you have to offer. So now let's talk a little bit about how does this Merchant Center tool work? The first thing that you would do is create an account. Then you upload information about your different products. And then that's how the products get kind of automatically showcased across those different places on Google. You would go to the Merchant Center the first time to set that up at g.co/merchantcenter/setup. It will kind of walk you through the process of setting it up. One of the questions Merchant Center will ask you is, where do people go to actually complete that checkout process? Where do they hand you their credit card? Do they do it in person or do they put in their credit card information online? There's a couple of different places where it can be. If you have an e-commerce website and people go onto your website, they type in their credit card information, or they use Google Pay or Apple Pay or PayPal or what have you, you would select on your website. And again, this is in the back end of the Merchant Center account. If you have a brick and mortar location and you don't have even an e-commerce website because you want people to come into your physical location and buy the products from you, you can still use Merchant Center, but you would select in your local store where the checkout process happens. Now, Google also has a third option, which is available for some businesses only in the United States, which is a no-cost checkout service that Google is actually testing out. And that's called Buy on Google. And that's something that you can use to kind of showcase your inventory and use Google to help facilitate the sale. Google does not manage your inventory for you. Google does not ship the product for you. Google does not warehouse the product for you. But if you want to ship the products to people and you don't yet have a full-blown e-commerce website, you may want to investigate that Buy on Google feature. That's something that Google is just now kind of developing. They say that it's in beta, which means that it may be evolving over the course of time, but it might be a great option for those of you that do not yet have a full-blown e-commerce website. What you need to do in the Merchant Center after you set up your accounts is then you need to upload information about your particular products. If you just have a handful of products, like let's say you are that dog trainer that I just mentioned a couple of minutes ago, and maybe you only have maybe 2 books and some dog training treats or something along those lines. You can upload your product information into your Merchant Center, one product at a time. And if you just have a handful of products, that's probably the easiest way of doing that. Or you can upload them as a group in something that's called a product feed. And a product feed is simply a spreadsheet that allows you to have detailed information about a variety of products and kind of upload it into the Merchant Center all at once. So keep in mind, the Merchant Center is not necessarily right for every business out there. These are the qualifications that make sense for the Merchant Center. If you have products that are available for people to purchase directly from you, and you have some type of secure checkout process, and you have a return policy, then you can go ahead and use Merchant Center. Sometimes people will ask me, well, can I use that for houses? I'm a real estate professional. The answer is no, because you do not have a return policy, and you actually don't technically own that product that you are selling, that house that you're selling. Some other person owns it. Now we're starting to kind of wind down. And I have not yet been looking at the questions in the chat, but this is a great time if you do have questions to go ahead and put them into the chat, and I will get to those in just a couple of minutes. But I do want to be sure that you're thinking right now, the week before Thanksgiving, what is it that you can do to really set your business up for success? I know I've referenced that we're in the thick of the holiday shopping season. Theoretically, technically, it doesn't start until the day after Thanksgiving, but if you've been out in any store anywhere, you know that they've had holiday stuff up since, before Halloween. People are ready to buy. And so I want to be sure that you are ready for when people discover you so they can decide to buy from you. You need to be sure of that your website is slick and it's ready to go. You want to be sure your business profile is up to date. Your hours need to be accurate. Your description needs to be perhaps rewritten to be appropriate for the holiday season. If you have physical products people can buy from you, you need to showcase those on your business profile. For those of you who do have a business profile who are service-based, you also can talk about maybe special services that you offer during the holiday season. Let's say you are that life coach. Maybe you can do what I'm going to call emergency sessions with people who perhaps are extra stressed out because, let's face it, the holidays can be stressful. Or if you are that dog trainer, maybe you can do emergency training sessions for people to help them understand how to interact with their dog if they're traveling, or if family is going to be visiting them, there'll be lots of different people in the house. So those are different things, that services that you may not think of as typically holiday businesses can absolutely maximize, because people need those resources as well. If you do have the type of business where people are buying anything from you, whether it's a physical product like my pen, or it's a service, like as I just said, life coaching, do be sure that you have a good way for people to give you their money. Don't make it difficult for people to pay you. My hunch is if you talk to anybody at WeVenture or at the Women's Business Center in Jacksonville, they would probably agree that it is a good idea to make it easy for people to pay you. And so be sure that you're using things like Google Pay or Apple Pay. Oftentimes, you can even allow people to use their Amazon accounts to pay for your products and services, even if you are not on Amazon. Make it easy for people to give you their money, especially if your audience is, I'm going to say, a younger audience. Last night, I was out to dinner with my son, who's in his 20s. It was a crowded place. We drove separately. We both valet parked because that was the only option. They offered free valet. And so I pulled out some cash to tip the valet. And my son looked at me and said, "Mom, that's so cute that you have cash." And I said, "Well, how do you tip the valet?" And he's like, "I guess I don't." So keep in mind that many people are not used to having to manage actual real cash. They're also not used to having to pull out their credit card. Make it easy for people to use their digital wallets. Anytime you have any type of online presence, do be sure that your website looks good on people's smartphones. Today, people are always going to their mobile device. Oftentimes, that's where they're going first, especially if you help people with aspects of their personal life. When you help people with aspects of their professional life, if you do B2B sales, they tend to be a little bit more likely to use their computer. but they may also be using their mobile device as well. So be sure that your website is going to work well on everybody's mobile device. Now, I want to kind of do a quick little recap. I'm going to share with you some additional training resources, and then I'll go through the questions because I see some people have already put questions into the chat. So thank you for that. Here's some next steps that I want you to think about. Be sure your business profile is up and ready to go. Be sure you've got posts related to Thanksgiving. And then as soon as Thanksgiving is over, be sure that you've got posts that are appropriate for however your business interacts with your customers throughout the end of this year. Be sure that you are asking your loyal, happy customers to write genuine reviews. Be sure that you're reading and responding to those reviews. Is your business mobile first? Be sure that you look good on people's smartphones. Understands that your online messaging does need to be updated, not just on your business profile, but maybe on your website and also on your different social media accounts. Be sure your checkout process is easy so people can give you their money. And if you do have, again, physical products that you do sell and you inventory and you can give to people and they can take them away, definitely explore Google's Merchant Center, because that could open you up to a whole host of customers who perhaps have never heard of your business, but who may become your next ideal future customer. So start thinking about, what did you learn today that can help you figure out how can you reach your ideal future customer online right now in the middle of the holiday season. Again, if you are not a holiday type business, typically, think about, are there ways you can help people in the holiday season? You're welcome to put those answers in the chat box if that's something that's relevant to you, or at least start thinking about how can you help people in the new year. Now, I have a free gift from me to all of you. Anytime I talk about online technology, people always ask me the same questions, which are, hey, Pamela, where can I get free photos to put on my website or to use on social media? Or, hey, Pamela, do you have any recommendations for free video editing software that I can use for some videos that I'm doing, either on YouTube or TikTok or what have you? So I have put together an email that's got a list of a whole bunch of free resources. These are not Google tools. I don't have any relationship with any of these other than it's just a list of tools that I have discovered over the course of time. So I just put in the chat a link. If you are interested in me emailing this list to you, simply click on the link I put in the chat and you can request this list that way. I don't want to spam anybody, so there's just a quick little form for you to fill out. And I use Constant Contact, so you should, as soon as you fill out that form, have that email in your inbox probably before the time that today's presentation is over. So you'll have all of those free resources. Again, those are from me to you to help you with your business. Finally, if you can't remember anything that I've told you here today or anything that I ever tell you, because I've done a number of presentations with these same two organizations that brought today's presentation to you, I do want you to remember Grow with Google. That's the division of Google that provides all kinds of free education for people just like you. You can find the website at google.com/grow, and you can navigate to more training videos, more research information, more free training courses. There's a ton of free information there for you. Now, I will go ahead and leave that slide up on the screen, and I'm going to go through some of the questions here now. Just so you know, I'm going to move my questions over here. I've got two monitors going. So if all of a sudden you're seeing the side of my face, that's simply because I can see the chat a little bit better when I look over here. All right, let's see. Cherise says, will the video be available? Absolutely. Jackie mentioned at the very beginning that she is going to be sharing this video on the Women's Business Center's YouTube channel. So Jackie, if you want, do you want to chime in and just maybe give a little bit more clarity on that?
Yes. Yep. We've recorded today's session, so we will send a follow-up email with the recording, as well as it will be posted in the YouTube channel. And I'll post that YouTube channel link here again. And you can actually go back and find the other Grow with Google webinar series that Pamela hosted with us this past summer.
Okay, fantastic. All right, Terry asked a question. So when it comes to Google Pay, Apple Pay setup, do I have to set up an account with them? Currently, I'm only set up with PayPal. Yes, you do need to set up an account with each one of those digital wallets individually. So if you're already set up with PayPal, that's fantastic. Lots of people love PayPal. Lots of people, though, don't use PayPal. So it can feel like a little bit of a project to set up each one of those individually, but you're actually going to be doing yourself a favor, because the easier you make it to let people give you their money, the more your business is going to grow. All right, let's see. Terry says, hang on a second. All right, Terry asked a good question. Terry says, I have a Google profile initially set up with our insurance agency using my name, but now I want it to be for my board game. So as far as the insurance information, can I delete, or do I need to set up a new profile? So a couple of things here. Now, I don't know, Terry, and I don't know what type of board game you're talking about, Terry. If you have a board game, if it's a physical product, you wouldn't set up a business profile for just one physical product. You would need to set up a business profile for, this is our business, and our business is a board game. So a board game's kind of on the edge of whether or not the business profile is the right tool for you. But in any event, when it comes to the insurance agency, if that is not something that you want to promote anymore, what you would need to do is go into the back ends of your business profile for the insurance agency. And in the More section, there's a place there where you can delete your business profile. So you definitely would want to go ahead and delete that profile if you're no longer in the insurance business. All right, Letitia says, I recently did a business profile and it asked to video your street address and house. Letitia, you're not the first person who has told me that. Google makes people jump through some hoops sometime to verify that your business truly, legitimately does happen at the address that you have set. So on occasion, they may be testing different ways to verify. I'm guessing that if they asked you to do that, they probably did not send you the postcard. You're not the first person who's told me that Google has asked them to kind of video their address just so they can actually confirm that your business does truly exist at the place where you say that it exists. Because of course, the last thing any of us wants is to have people go to Google Maps, drive to where Google Maps is saying the business is, but the business is not there. So Google does like to be sure that they're clear with that. I'm looking here just to see if there's more questions at the beginning. Okay, let me scroll down to the ends now. A couple of people have said thank you here. You are welcome. All right, so I think that takes me to all of the questions. So unless anybody's got some final questions for me, I am ready to go ahead and sign off. I do want to thank you for your time that you spent here with me today. Google does have a quick little survey to give you an opportunity to share your feedback about today's presentation. Tell us what it was that you liked about it and if there's anything that you learned.
Thank you so much, Pamela. There is one last question that just came in from Terry in the chat.
Okay, great.
It is regarding the board game.
Yeah, I know. I'm reading because for whatever reason, I can't read, think, and talk all
Me
at
neither.
the same time. Okay. Okay, so Terry's going back to kind of the question that I was talking about before. So Terry, for your insurance profile, you definitely need to take that down, because what you're talking about now is okay, so she hosts Bible trivia with a twist game events. So those are two completely unrelated type businesses. So Google will not allow you to take your insurance business profile and update it, change the business name, change the business category to something totally, completely unrelated. So you do need to close your insurance business profile, and then you would need to try to set up the new business profile. So your business, you would need to set it up as, I'm assuming you do your business, the Bible trivia in person. And so what you would need to do probably is set up your business profile as a home-based business, even if you have your events are at different churches or at different locations around town, simply because you do not own the church or you do not own the location where your trivia events might be. So you would probably need to set it up as a service-based business. You would need to not have a physical address for your business, but you can let people know in your description and in your posts that you do trivia places using your particular board game in different places in
I think Pamela might have frozen. I apologize for that. I hope, Terry, that you were able to get your question answered.
Yeah, basically, we still have the insurance agency. I just need to create another profile with my, my husband runs the insurance agency and we own it together. But now that I have my new concept here that's doesn't have anything to do with insurance, I think I just need to create a new business profile and just leave the insurance. But like when you type my name in, that's what I'm saying, you see the insurance. But yeah, I just wasn't sure how to do that as far as.
Yeah, and I think when you make that new profile as well, you'll have your name tied to that. It'll probably populate both of those then.
Okay.
When you
Okay,
research
I
your
wasn't
name.
sure if I could have two different ones. You see what I'm saying? Two different profiles.
Yep, you can.
Okay,
You can have
cool.
a profile for each business that you own.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, thank you everybody for being here today. I'm going to end the recording.